Living with a narcissist is like living in a circus, not only because there is chaos and tension all the time, but also because they train you invisibly. They train you to be their perfect little monkey that jumps when they want you to jump, that sleeps, eats, acts when they want you to act. Today in this episode, we are going to talk about this in depth and detail. I'm Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Today, I'll shed some light on how a narcissist trains you to do 5 crazy things without you knowing. If that sounds intriguing and you want to know what these 5 things are, please make sure to stay until the very end. Because if you have been trained, the chances are you're still doing those things even after leaving them. Number 1, they train you to believe that not asking for anything at all in a relationship is noble. You are a mom who works 24/7, you need help. Oh no, you will be a great mom if you kept your mouth shut, didn't disturb your husband, and stayed up all night because your husband works and your children need you. How could you be so selfish? Be a noble mom. Just shut up. Suppress your needs. Oh, you'll be a great mother and a wife if you do not bother your narcissistic husband on weekends. After all, that's the only time he gets. Me, I don't matter. It's okay. I work every single day. It's an unpaid job. It's free labor. But it's fine. It's noble. That's what a good and a noble mother and a wife is supposed to do. You would be a great husband if you did not bother your wife with anything at all. She spends her time talking to her friends, doing parties. She talks to her family, hardly pays attention to you or to your children. But that's not a big deal because you are a great dad. You will handle it all. It's noble. That is the crazy making. That is how they groom you into becoming their perfect slave. Why did I say it's absolute crazy making? Because that narcissist doesn't just say you are too sensitive or your needs are too big to be expressed. That is not where they stop. They entrain you. It's a process of eroding your personality and recreating one that only serves their ego. They slowly convince you that you are a burden on the family, you are a burden on them. They turn your brain against you, your intuition against you. So whenever you come up with a need or you feel like you need some rest or you need their help or they need to show up more, almost instantly you feel guilt. Where does that guilt come from? Well, they have planted that in your head and heart. They have shamed, blamed, and objectified you so much so that you have become your own enemy. Before I move to number 2, a quick announcement. Very soon I will be doing a 2-day intensive workshop on how to heal after narcissistic abuse in 5 practical steps. In this workshop, I'll help you understand how narcissistic abuse trauma manifests itself, what happens to your brain, body, and heart, and how you can heal to become whole. The booking is not on yet, but it will be started very soon, so stay tuned. Number 2, they train you to become reactive. This is a secret that I'm telling you. They trigger your fighter, that protector in you so much so that it becomes the only form of response you give to them. They train you to prove yourself. They train you to fight them. They train you to show them that you're not wrong. Why? Well, it serves 2 purposes. Number 1, it helps them prove to you that you are the crazy one through your reactions. Look at you. You're the one screaming. You're the one yelling. You're the one hitting at me. I am the poor victim. They run with that narrative to everybody else and show them clips. I have seen it happening. They take videos and show people, see what he or she does to me, see how he or she reacts. I don't know what I can do with him. I want divorce, but I don't know how I can leave her, and so on. The second purpose is the biggest one, and that is to guilt trap you, to make you think you are a horrible person because you are violating your value system. You are going against your moral code. Maybe you are a peace-loving person. You do not want to be this way, but they are forcing you to react. And that is the invisible training. You may feel really urged to prove yourself, but that is what you do not have to do. And you may carry this with yourself post-separation in other situations where things might trigger you and you may get defensive very easily. This is the invisible energy of the narcissist acting through you. Number 3, they train you to settle for the bare minimum. Why? Well, that is the only thing they give you. And they intermittently reinforce you with small things. You know that already. You know how trauma bonding works. Most of the time, they're a horrible human being, but sometimes when they want to stop you from leaving them, or when they are in a good mood, or when there is absence of abuse, you're able to breathe. You're like, I can be myself again. Oh, finally, I can be in touch with him or her again. My person is back again. That is breadcrumbs. And in your head, your perception of that breadcrumb is changed. In simple terms, they may give you a tiny teeny piece of bread, but your head will turn that into a whole bread. Oh, that is enough. You settle for what is given to you. And the problem with that is it's like a permission to them. Oh, I can give her nothing, I can give him nothing, and still they'll stay. See how great I am, see how amazing I am. And that is a confirmation bias for that narcissist. How? Well, you staying in the relationship confirms their delusion. See, had I been a bad person, they would have left me a long time ago. They're settling for it. That must mean I am not wrong at all. A simple emoji, a smile, a text message, anything can become the source of regulation for you, which is the biggest indicator of being trauma bonded with a narc. Number 4, they train you to live in fear. It mostly happens in narcissistic families where the matriarch or the patriarch can shut you down with mere glance, a look. They'll look at you a certain way, or they'll pull a face, and that will instantly terrify you and terrorize you. What will you do next? You'll hide in a corner. You'll try to run away because you know something big is coming for you. My father did it all the time. Initially, he would physically abuse me, but then a look would be enough. He would look at me a certain way with those big monstrous eyes, and I would almost instantly shut my child self down and turn into an adult who then would understand that I had no room whatsoever to be as innocent as I was back then, and I had to run away, I had to hide. That if I did not listen to those eyes, I would be battered. My covert narcissistic mother, on the other hand, wouldn't make any eye contact at all when passive aggressive. She would pull a face and act like she is the biggest victim and I had done something terribly wrong, and then she wouldn't talk to me. She would talk to me through talking to somebody else and would ask them to pass on something. You know what I'm trying to say. That would kill me because it would make me feel I am the most horrible person and I need to immediately fix the situation by apologizing and over apologizing. What does that do to a person? Well, that trains them to become a doormat. Oh yeah, come and walk over me. I wouldn't complain. Fine. Oh, it's okay. I accept you as you are. I accept your treatment of mine. Fine. It's okay. It must be my fault. That is the extreme level of fawning. What have been your experiences with this? Let me know in the comments. Number 5 and the last one, they train you to kill your emotions. I was about to say they train you to hide your emotions, but no, it's more than that. It's far more complex than that. They train you to kill your emotions, which is why it's difficult for you as an adult child of a narcissistic parent to feel the feelings within, feelings that normal people can feel so easily. it's difficult for you to fully step into joy, into an emotionally driven experience. You may experience the impact of not feeling something, but you may not know what you're not feeling. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're angry about something that's being done to you by your current narcissistic partner, or in general, you're angry about something. You may not be able to recognize that you're angry because your anger is silent anger. You don't rage, possibly. You just hide, you shut down, you sleep. It feels like depression. Why? Because back then, your anger was suppressed and you had to kill it, kill its expression. And that's the unfortunate thing. Your emotions are completely discarded, not only you, but your feelings as well by that narcissist. There is no space or room for your authentic self in their realm. You're always as good as your last mistake, and that forces you to see yourself through your performance, because it was performance based. There was no true acceptance of your raw self, let me put it that way. So I would like to ask you this question before I end this episode. Which one of these things would you like to work more on? Which one of these responses do you see in yourself? What are you carrying as a burden in your life even after leaving that monster? Drop your experiences and answers in the comments below. And with that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.